Welcome to Girls Gone Viral Podcast, your weekly dose of all things pop culture, current events, and real talk. I'm Bree.
And I'm Amiana.
And welcome back.
Welcome back. We missed last week. Sorry about that. But we're back.
And ready to rumble.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. So, you already know what has been like kind of our conversation for the last couple of days. It's kind of been the talk of social media the last couple of days. Like, woo, Kevin Samuels. Yo, he's really dead. How, like, you know, like when somebody dies, it's random and unexpected. You know, it's always like you just like this unexpected, surreal kind of moment. Mm-hmm. But like with him, it's like, what a random person to die. Like,
it's super random.
And then to die like that, like if he died in a different way, then it's more like, okay, he was taken. Or so. I'm not saying that that's what I want, but I'm just saying, like, for him to die of natural causes just randomly, it's just so random. Like, that's just the last person I don't know. I still, like, don't believe it. Like, when it first came out, I was like, he's not dead.
He's definitely dead. I mean,
wow.
It's crazy. It's so much controversy, too, around his death. You know, it's like, it's interesting because it's like, when you think about when you pass away, what would you want people to say about you? And how would you want people to feel about your passing and about your legacy?
Right.
And it's like his death has brought on so much controversy, even like online, where it's just like people are like, oh, like, I mean, Twitter went crazy, like Black Twitter went crazy, like women just weren't having it, like, oh well, good riddance, thanks to the ancestors, like, you know. And if you don't know who Kevin Samuels is, he's like a very controversial quote unquote relationship expert, guru, or whatever the case may be. And you know, he just became very popular, you know, on the internet, on YouTube, on just social media in general, just about his perspective about relationships, what men should be doing, what women should be doing, what makes women not dateable or dateable. And so you know, he has fans, okay? He has a lot of fans out there who...
I don't know if you would call them fans. He has followers. Because I just don't even... I can't imagine... I mean, let's first set it straight in terms of what my perspective on Kevin Samuels is. I think that many of his more popular videos that have went viral, that have been kind of, you know, shared a bunch of times on social media, are the ones where he was the most controversial, and where, you know, they would kind of like excerpt clips from what his whole show to kind of, you know, broadcast one point that may have been like,
to make it more provocative.
Exactly. It gets the people going. You know, I don't think that his delivery was the best. I don't think that his perspective was all of that great either. Like, he definitely had some outlandish perspectives. But overall, there were some things that he said that I was kind of like, you right. Like, I remember one time he was going in on this man. And he was asking the man, I guess it was like a big guy, and he was like, do you have a big dick? Oh, and the man was like, well, I mean, I don't know. It ain't all of that. He was like, everybody knows whether they have a big dick. I ain't asking if it was all of that. If you have a big dick, I know I got a big dick. Do you got a big dick? The guy was like, he's like, okay, so you don't have a big dick. He's like, why would a woman want you? So it's like he went in on both men and women. So like, I think that like how social media kind of portrays the fact that he, you know, specifically like went in on Black women all the time. I don't think that is necessarily true. I think that he was just like, he's gonna let anybody have it. But his delivery was wrong, and his perspectives were like very skewed when it came to a lot of things.
Yeah, I saw a clip recently about, well, it was him basically saying that when he first started, he was talking about this, that, and the third, and then he realized like he could get more attention if he switched, if he changed his angle.
So what was he talking about before?
I guess he was maybe talking about men or something like that. And then when he switched his angle to being more like towards women and relationships and being more provocative, that was going to get him more followers and views. So I think it was definitely intentional for him to be like, all right, girl, I'm finna hang up on you, like, whatever, bitch. Like, you know, like, that was, like, his demeanor. But I think he would do it purposely to get that make it more sensational. Right. You know what I mean?
I saw one clip. I didn't watch the entire video, but I saw one clip where I was just like, yo, he's bugging. He was, it was a woman who, I guess she had earned a PhD. She was a single woman. And he was like, well, what value will you provide to a man? And the thing is, here's another thing. What I find is that people who call Kevin Samuels are seeking validation from an outside source that cannot give it to you. You know what I mean?
It's weird to me that people would call him.
Right. And then it's like, you know what he's going, like, you know, like, he has, no matter what you do, this woman was a successful woman, no kids, and a PhD. Like, he's gonna find a way to twist that too. But if you have a unsuccessful woman with 5 kids and a GED, he's gonna switch that too. So it's like there was really no winning when you call him. But I think that oftentimes people seek validation from outside sources when they can't feel it from within. And so she was calling, trying to get relationship advice, and he basically told her, he was like, "You have a GED. What value can you offer a man?" This woman, as smart as she is, couldn't give a reason of what value she can add to a relationship, when I'm sure there's plenty. I know what value women can offer into a relationship, but she had nothing to say, so he was able to eat that up. And like, since she was like, so what do I do? He was like, buy a dog and die alone. And I'm like, and so basically he was saying that because she was a successful woman, that she was not going to be able to get a man because whatever his angle was, you know. So
I don't really have the same
know.
perspective about him that you have. I definitely think that he would intentionally like go in on like certain people. Like if you were a certain weight, like he would intentionally basically tell you, like, why do you think you as a fat girl should be with this guy over here? Like that is like I saw something that kind of said like that his opinion kind of like push like European standards, like of what black women should be, black women should do, how black women should act based on like European standards. Because I mean, there are plenty of heavy set, or I would say like women who are like plus size or whatever, who have very attractive men who love them. Like, I mean, there are just men who in general who just love plus size women, like, period. Like, so it really has nothing to do with his standards or how much money he has. There's just, it really comes down to attraction. There's some guys, I mean, like I remember like growing up, I've always felt like I was like the skinny girl, because they all like, it was like the thing to like go after the thick girl, like, and I was like the thin girl, like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have like the huge butt and the hips and all that kind of stuff. And I remember like how my cousins and everybody, they see the thick girl walking down the street, everybody like, dang, and I never felt like this. I used to be like, oh, I feel so insecure when I don't have that body or whatever. So it's really like comes down to like what that man is attracted to. Like if that man look at that woman, she could be plus size, whatever she is. If he look at that woman and say, I want that woman, that's the woman that he wants. Doesn't matter who he is, what kind of status he has. Like, not every man is a celebrity, an athlete, and chasing after IG models. Like, you got everyday men in this world, like, that just like plus size women. So it was almost like, who are you to tell this woman what she can't obtain, who's not going to be attracted to her, just simply based on, you don't know anything about this woman. She could be the smartest woman in the world. She could treat her man so good. She could be a good mother. She could cook her behind off. She might have all these extra qualities. Like, she's smart. She build businesses. Whatever the case may be. But you, based on her size and weight alone, are telling her what kind of man she can't get. Like, who are you?
I
didn't
hear
like
you.
that.
I absolutely hear you, and I understand. But let's be realistic. And I'm not saying about plus size, whatever. Like, attraction is a big thing when it comes to relationships. When it comes to compatibility, like, the first thing you base it on is attraction. And I'm not saying that, you know, plus size women are not attractive. That's what I'm saying, because I am fluctuate. Like, I've been chubby and I've been slim. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, if, let's say, you're a man or a woman who actively works out, you spend a lot of time in the gym, you watch what you eat, you care about your physique, you know that is like a important thing to you. It's less about the physicality of what it is. It's about the discipline. It's about the lifestyle choices, not even choices, the lifestyle, like getting along. What do you do in your day? What do you know, how you spend your time. So it's like, sometimes those two people may be just not compatible, and it's less about attraction and it's less about physicality and more about like compatibility and lifestyle.
I don't know about that, because I get what you're saying though. But okay, for instance, you know who Money Long is, right? Okay.
I just learned about her in that song, and she's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know she wrote so many songs.
I actually had a couple of her songs saved on my phone before it went viral.
Hours and Hours.
I had all that on my phone already.
But there's so many artists who she's been writing songs for forever that I found out about. So shout out to Money Long.
But apparently, so I don't know if you've seen Money Long's husband, but he's fine as hell. Very fine. But she was on The Breakfast Club, and she was talking about how she met him. And basically she said when she met him, he was at a Taco Tuesday or something like that. He had 2 women with him. That was his lifestyle. He had 2 women with him. Okay? And she was 180 pounds. She was 180 pounds.
Little skinny Money Long?
That's what she said on The Breakfast Club. She was 180 pounds.
But 180 is, depending on your height, could be very voluptuous.
Either way,
and very good.
the way she described herself is that she was big. And she talked about how they became friends and they started working out together. And because he was into I don't know if he was like a fitness trainer or something like that. They started working out. Boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, boom. Ain't no 2 girls no more. Now it's just me and you. You the size that you looking good.
But it's not even like, I can
wife.
never imagine that, because she's so slim. Like, she seems like really someone who would be like, have a hard time gaining weight. Like, not in a bad way, but like, she's so slim. She doesn't look like someone who could ever be like considered, I guess, quote unquote,
it could have been attached to like depression or something. Who knows? But anyway, that's why I said, like, you just never know, you know, because you don't know how a person's gonna come into your life and change your life. Like, you just can't put that into the world, put that into somebody's mind.
Definitely. That's where it became a problem.
You can't have better than this because of how you look.
Yeah.
Because that's not the case.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying. So in general, like, I just don't like some of the stuff that he
I agree with you on that. Like, and it's not more about what he was saying, but yes, it is what he's saying, but it's more like, who are you to spew negative energy and put, like, first of all, if these women or men, whoever you are, if you're calling Kevin Samuels or whoever an internet show to justify your whatever it is that you have,
I'm never calling the radio for advice.
No, I mean, I would. You know, like,
I wouldn't.
Shout out to Passport Cuddy, because I call you with your Cuddy calls.
You did call,
but that was on live, and I didn't even know that I was gonna be on live.
That was entertaining as hell.
Listen, I did not know I was gonna be on live. Let's pause and go on a story time. So. This is so crazy. You know, I really don't know who of my followers were watching that thing.
I was watching. I was like, why is she?
Thank God it was super early in the morning. But like, oh my God. So this is like when I just started learning about Instagram Live. I did not know how it worked. So like, I follow Passport Cuddy. I love you, Cuddy. And she be going on live and like talking to her followers. So I knew that I would be on live, and I knew that her followers would see me. But I did not know that my followers would also get the notification.
I got the notification.
My God.
What is it? Trophy Bree.
Oh my God.
Trophy Bree is
I did not know that
Live.
my followers would get that notification. First of all, you know how many people hit me up to tell me that they saw it? So those are the people who hit me. Imagine who just watched it and didn't say anything, because 4 different people hit me up saying that they watched it.
But imagine calling into Kevin Samuels.
No, but that was like, I did not know. So I was in there telling my business, child.
Yeah, she was.
4 people that follow me told me that they watched it. So how many more people watched it and they didn't even tell me nothing because they don't know me. Anyway, whatever. That was a different me. I was going through it.
Girl, that was crazy. But anyway.
So I will call in a show and just get outside perspective, because sometimes your friends or the people who love you, the people who care about you, maybe they don't give you the best advice because
But
they're
this
giving
is
to
why
you
you
from
go
like
to a therapist.
cutting.
Who is Kevin Samuels? Like,
no, that's what I'm saying.
He is
So,
not trained to give no.
absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. So the women who call him were probably already at a space inside where they don't feel as if they have the answers. They're grasping at straws from anybody, because who the hell is he? They're grasping at straws from anybody. So for him to have that platform and to attract these kind of people to him and then spew negative energy at them to make them even like lower than they already are is not cool.
Yeah, because it's like you said, like these are people that are vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And so this, I want to play something.
I saw too much, or no?
Sorry.
That's none of your business. I told you I was fat.
Oh, okay. We don't play that shit on my channel. You get your big fat ass on somewhere then. I don't deal with you big sassy ass broads.
Oh my god.
Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
You think you can get out here and be like Danny's big ass? Go knock yourself out. But I would be remiss to try to tell you, as an image consultant and as a person and a professional, you can be 5'3" and weigh so much that you don't even want to tell somebody how much you weigh and think you're going to get a man to marry you. A high value man. So you go ahead and go on back over and get your 2-piece or 3-piece or whatever you got coming from, Chick-fil-A or Popeyes. Carry your ass on over. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's that's what I'm talking about. Like that's.
Yeah. So you can share your piece. You can say something along the lines like, and I'm not saying this is my perspective, but if this is his perspective, everybody's entitled to an opinion. Hey, if you want a high value man to marry you, maybe you should first focus on your weight loss journey, and that will allow you to have self-love and then be able to reflect that love for somebody else to, receive it. That is a better approach. That's a better delivery for someone who, like you said, is vulnerable, but then get your big fat ass on, whatever he said. Like,
Go
that's
get you
just
a
crazy.
2-piece yeah, so that's Kevin Samuels. So
People were celebrating his death. Somebody said it was a Mother's Day gift from God. I was like, what? This is crazy. And now I think that's also very excessive, where, somebody's opinion who you don't even know is enough for you to celebrate a loss of life. I think that also shows, a little bit of, I don't like that either.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wasn't celebrating his death, but I wasn't celebrating his life either. Like, I was just kind of like
indifferent.
Okay. Like, I didn't feel like the world took a loss. I mean, I think that a lot of people of his followers felt that way. That, oh man, we lost real. A lot of guys felt like, man, this is the only person that was speaking up for us on our behalf, like, and what we felt and what we were thinking and speaking the truth. And I'm like, really? Like, I don't know.
Half the time, these men are lying. They want to be all Kevin Samuels on the internet, and then in real life, they are worshiping their woman. Like,
I don't even know. I just know, like, the men.
And any man who, like, go Kevin Samuels, like, I'm not saying that you have to be an enemy of the man, but if you are an advocate, if you're posting his things on your page, if you're like, oh, R.I.P., I missed my kid, like, you are,
Like, seriously.
I can never.
Get yourself
Yeah,
like
have your own backbone.
Like, this should not be your idol. Like, I mean, okay, yes, you could take a few things that he talked about and be like, okay, yeah, you know, whatever. But for this to be your idol, this is not Martin Luther King.
Right.
Like, this is not Malcolm X. This is somebody who literally became popular from talking shit.
And look at Derek Jackson. When all these women who were like, oh my God, I need my man to be like
disappointed
you.
as hell.
Completely embarrassed his wife.
And got her behind to get online.
Yes,
and
it's one thing to like, it was just embarrassing. And then it's like, it was just so publicly humiliating for her. She came on there looking crazy, like just.
Why did she come on like that?
He probably made her. He's probably a freaking crazy person. I mean, who knows? Or
If
maybe
I'm
she
come online and been cheated on and ran through honey, I'm coming on like hair done, nails done, everything.
Well, maybe she was, imagine her. Okay, so what we had was the outside perspective of like for a week of her getting dragged on the internet. She was probably in the worst mental space ever, because not only was she getting dragged on the internet, this was her real life, and he was used to it. She was quiet. I never knew he had a wife.
Nobody knew the lady is. Well, I had heard he had.
I heard he had a white wife. That's what I heard.
Yeah, but that was
like a random, like there was never any. He didn't wear a ring. Nothing. There was never any indication of her existence, and all of a sudden, boom, she's on Front Street getting. She probably came on looking like that because she was depressed. Like, I mean, who knows? That was crazy.
I don't even think that. You know what I think?
She just didn't give a damn.
But here's the thing. Everything that he's been doing over the period of time, she's reaping the benefits from it. So why wouldn't she get online and protect her interests? Because all the money that he is making, she's benefiting from it. She's not gonna leave him. You know, she's there. She made it very clear. Like, this my man. We done prayed together. We done went to all the pastors. They done prayed over. We together. She has no intentions of leaving. So,
but why did she go on there looking crazy?
I think that's just her.
She always be looking crazy.
She's a very religious person, and I'm telling you, I came from Pentecostal church. I used to go to Pentecostal church, and a lot of women look like that. I could tell she's Pentecostal just by how she looked. Because they don't like you had on no makeup. They want your hair covered.
Yeah, but geez, wear a bra.
But she really was looking like, yeah. But anyways, who knows? But
Moving
anyway.
on. So we wanted to talk about.
What did we want to talk about?
In true Kevin Samuels fashion. Just to, I don't know, what is the word you use when someone dies and you're like,
what?
Like
honor?
an honor. An honor of Kevin Samuels.
Don't say that.
I hope he rests in peace, truly. I hope Kevin, rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Rest in peace. Like, honestly, like, I wouldn't want anybody to rest uneasy, so rest in peace to him.
But if you live like hell on earth. All right, but anyways, next.
That's sad. R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels.
Whatever.
I mean, all you're saying is to rest in peace.
I mean, rest in peace, but I mean, how can you have peace when you didn't have peace on earth? Like
He was probably peaceful as hell on earth. He was probably sleeping with the
and
fan
he
on
died
high.
the worst death with a lady he barely knew.
That's what everybody. That
Of
is
a
the
heart
real
attack.
thing. That's what everybody's saying. He died from a heart attack in an apartment, unmarried at 57, from a woman that he met yesterday.
Because let me say something too. Like, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say about it, because people keep saying rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace, and that's cool, and that's all good, because we like to have those positive things to say about people when they died, but that doesn't erase who you were when you were alive. And he didn't leave a legacy that was worth honoring. And the thing is, and you would know that because there's so much controversy around his death.
Right.
If he was a man, if he was a stand-up guy, and he was a man of valor, and he was a man of honor, we wouldn't be having these conversations about, oh, this happened to him, and he said this, and he said, oh, we should. We wouldn't be having these conversations because he lived a life that is worth like praising. And so the seeds that you plant is what's gonna sprout up. You know what I mean? And he sprouted so much negativity, and he hurt so many people just in general as a whole. Like, yes, he probably said some positive things, but as a whole, as a community, he affected a lot of people. And so that's why it's so divided. So yes, rest in peace or whatever you want to call it, but at the end of the day, like, make sure that you're living a life that you want, you know, a life of legacy that you want, you know, to live on. And when you pass away, you don't want people saying this kind of stuff about you.
You don't want it to be like, should he rest in peace or should he not?
Like,
I'm gonna stand on R.I.P. Kevin Samuel, because I wouldn't want anybody to, like I said, not rest in peace. Like, you're resting.
What is resting in peace? Like, is that's not even a real
we don't
thing,
know.
when
We
you
don't
die,
know
you
what
die.
happens. No, nobody really knows. Like, everybody has a theory, everybody has a belief, but nobody really knows. So I know that not God forbid, because it's gonna happen to everybody. But when I go, I want to go. I don't want to go in fear. I don't want to go, you know, in pain. I don't want to go and some people, half the world is celebrating. You know what I mean? So rest in
That's
peace.
what I'm saying. Put out into the world what you want to get back and what you want your legacy to be. And that's very important. It's not for celebrities. It's for everybody. Because I don't want nobody at my funeral saying, I didn't even like her. And she was just this. She
Girl, why you here anyway? If you have a funeral you don't like, we don't be here.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah,
just
I know
in
what
general,
you mean.
like, I don't want nobody. I mean, yeah, you might have some people like, oh, I didn't even like that girl or whatever. But for the most part, I want people to be like, man, she was the best.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know, I didn't know her, but I only heard good things.
Thank
you know what I mean?
Like, that's what you want to hear. Like, that's what you want. So, but anyway.
So maybe let's not say in honor of him, but what he would want to hear. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. Not about him. Let's just talk about us. What we're talking about is dating on your level. Let's just start off. There was this viral post on social media, and I'm gonna read it and then we're gonna kind of discuss it. It says, date within your dating pool, please. You work at the Amazon warehouse or call center and mad that IG models and bottle girls don't want to date you. You claim no one wants a nice guy but actively pursue women who proudly boast about being a city girl and date scammers. You want a man to provide everything for you, but you make $15 an hour and have no formal education or add value to anything outside of some pussy. You want to split everything 50-50, but slide in the DMs of a woman who clearly states that she doesn't want to do that because she's used to a certain income and lifestyle. You're a solid 5 without any makeup or weave, and you're mad that a conventional 7 or 8 wants to date another 7 or 8. You make $40K a year and watch Kevin Samuels for dating advice and expect women with $70K plus and no kids to submit to you. You got kids and think people with no kids who don't want to date people with kids shouldn't write you off. Save yourself and date within your means. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, I guess some of it is true. Like, you know, I guess dating on your level. But I've honestly dated people that I didn't feel like I was on their level. And they still wanted me. And I still felt valuable. You know?
So maybe it's not about dating on your level. When you say you didn't feel like you were on their level, what do you mean financially?
Like, maybe like, for instance, before I had an education, like before I had a college degree, because I got a college degree really late in life because I was like doing other things, like being a massage therapist. I was one of those people that just didn't know who I was, what I wanted to do. I just did a little bit of everything until I figured out what I wanted to do. But before I had a college degree, I used to feel like very insecure. Like, you know, I would be in like social circles with friends and, you know, guys that I was dating, and, you know, everybody went to college and had degrees. My best friend is an engineer, and she would bring me around her guy friends, and they were all engineers. you know, and so I used to feel like very insecure about that, but nobody ever made me, like nobody ever saw me as if I was beneath them. That was just like my own perspective or whatever, you know, of how I saw myself. But it didn't stop me from dating the guys that I wanted to date or the guys that were attracted to me. They did not date me because of that I didn't have a college degree. So I just think, like, you know, sometimes you can be with somebody and they just might see something different in you, or they might see more in you, and they actually might help you to glow up. You know what I mean? A little bit. But yeah, I mean, it could go either way. Like, yeah, like sometimes you can, you know, be trying to like overachieve and then miss. You know what I mean? Like, why are you trying to give this person? This person is like,
I can
don't know.
understand that. Like, for me, it's like sometimes I'll meet somebody and they tell me that I just got my PhD in bioengineering, and I'm like, nigga, like, I don't even want to be bothered, because it's like, you're gonna be annoying. I mean, I don't know. That sounds very stupid. That sounds very stupid.
Yeah.
And that's not how I feel. It's not because they're successful. It's just because it's like, this sounds so bad, and I know it's gonna come off really bad, but sometimes it's kind of just like, I don't want to go back to school and get my PhD in engineering, and that's probably not even what they want from me. That's just what they wanted for themselves. You know what I mean? But I kind of just feel like maybe the art, like the same thing how I said with the plus size girl and the fitness trainer. You know what I mean? Like, our interests are not going to be the same, you know, because you're going to want to talk about organic chemistry all day, and I don't know about organic chemistry.
but that's not true though. Like, I've dated doctors before, multiple, now not just one, just multiple, and they never wanted to talk about that. Like, we talked about other stuff. Like, it had nothing to do with, like, yeah, they might bring up something about work. But everybody brings up something about work that you have no idea what they're experiencing or what they're going through, whatever. It's just, you're just listening and whatever, and just indulging in the conversation. But I don't know, like, I just
for me, it's not a turn off, but it's not a turn on. That's what it is. Like, there are so many women who will be like, oh my gosh, she has a PhD, I'm gonna flash my titties. Like, for me, it's like, it's not like a turn. It's not like, for me, it's not like, oh my god, like, for me, it's kind of just like, I'm very attracted to discipline. I'm very attracted to ambition. So all of the qualities that he has that allowed him to get that, you know, to get that accreditation, like to achieve that milestone, I am attracted to the personality traits that allowed him to do that.
Yeah,
but the actual thing is like,
the title and
the title doesn't do nothing for me. In fact, it kind of just like, are you a little bit too studious for me? Like, are you gonna want to let loose? Are you gonna unbutton your top button and dance?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's just kind of how it is. But I think that with the viral post, it's more about less about dating on your level, and more about dating people who want to date you. I think that's really an issue in the dating market right now.
Yeah.
People are dating people they don't like. People are going after people who don't like them. People are just not finding compatibility, or compatibility is missing the mark. You know what I mean?
Compatibility is the most important thing. Like, you could be with somebody and y'all can have everything else aligned. You could have your careers aligned. Like, maybe you're a doctor, she's a lawyer. You could, like, everything looks right on paper. But behind closed doors, like,
y'all don't even get along.
Y'all don't even kiss. Y'all don't even touch. Y'all don't even, you know, compatibility is so important. You know?
I think that's super important. Like, the other day, Juicy J posted, it's okay to pay a woman's bills. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. This is a man who has made a name for himself. He has however much money Juicy J has. I mean, I don't know how much money he has, but I'm pretty sure he has plenty of it, because he has gained so much recognition over the course of his career that it's reasonable for him to have made money doing so. You know, but and then he's like, it's okay to date to pay women's bills. There are some men who maybe have achieved his level of success or more, have achieved his level of income or more, and don't want to. You know what I mean? So it's not, and so I'm sure Juicy J is not going to go say, I'm only dating a woman's bills who, if she's a doctor and she has just as much money as me. Whatever woman he's messing with, whatever woman he's dealing with, whether she works at McDonald's or if she owns McDonald's, he's going to do that because that's what he feels is right. So I think that it's less about dating people on your level and more about dating people who want the same things from you. Dating people who like the same things as you. Dating people who like you. Because so many people date people who they don't like just because they think it looks right.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the PhD situation. You got a PhD, but if I feel like you're too stuffy, like it, now I'm miserable.
Yeah.
And my mom is like, "Good job, you found a keeper," and I'm like, "I'm miserable. I don't even like him." You know, so I think that that's mostly what people have an issue with. And then I think that with men, they feel entitled to whatever woman they want. So you have to find a woman who's attracted to you. Like, I've dated men who, in terms of like the social standards of attraction, that I'm a lot more attractive than. You know, I've dated plenty of men like that, but they had other qualities that I really enjoy about them. And then I've dated guys who I feel like, what this fine ass man want with me? You know what I mean?
But do you think it happens more with women though, like where women are more likely to like date the guy that's like less attractive to her than a guy likely to date a woman that he's less physically attracted to? Do you think it happens more with women than men? I think so.
I think so too. And I was kind of hesitant to answer that question because I have seen, and not necessarily anybody who I know, but I've been in social spaces where I see a man and I'm checking him out. I'm like, damn, this man is fine. And then his wife turned the corner or his girlfriend turned the corner, and I'm like, how you bag him?
But it go back to compatibility, because whatever that woman is bringing to the table, baby, he like it, and he don't care what else is out there. He want her,
right?
You know.
I think that because men are typically the ones who are a lot more visually driven, like they, you know, like, I will see a fine ass man and look, okay, there's a fine ass man, I'll look up and down and I'll keep minding my business. A man will see a beautiful woman, a bad body, like, you know, big old, but whatever, and he just can't keep his eyes off of her. He's like, you know, so I think that men are a little bit more focused on the physical appearance. They're more visually like, you know, they pursue based on what they find physically attractive first, and then they dive deeper, versus a woman who might like, oh, well, tell me about him. Like, I've been on a blind date before where the guy knew exactly who I was, what I looked like and everything, and I was talking to him on the phone for weeks before I saw him for the first time. You know what I mean? Because it's like, for him, he was like, okay, I want that girl and I want to learn more about her, versus for me, it was like, oh, well, let me hear about you. Let me see what you about. And then when I met him, like, he actually was good looking. But like, I talked to him for like 2 weeks before I saw him. You know, before I never even saw a picture.
I'm definitely more shallow when it comes to like attraction, like,
yeah.
And it's
you like good looking men.
Yeah,
you
like,
only like good looking men.
Yeah, but it has to be like the man I think looks good. Like, it doesn't really necessarily mean like my friends are gonna think he's fine or whatever.
Nah, you like fine men. Like, whenever you like send me a picture of a guy or you like point out a guy, he'd be like the, you know, social standards of what is good looking. You know, like, not necessarily that he's my type per se or, you know, whatever, but like, he is an attractive man. Versus me, I don't I kind of
you
like
know.
you a little bit ugly.
Yeah.
I kind of like you a little bit ugly.
But I mean, there's a lot of
you
women
like
that's-
good-looking men for sure. You have
I like
a
how
height
we look.
standard.
I like how we look together.
Okay.
Like I like a guy.
Like when y'all
that,
step out, they're like, damn, that's a good-looking couple.
Yeah.
I see that all the time. When I see good-looking couples, I can definitely say, wow, they're
Yeah.
a beautiful couple.
Yeah, I like that. But I like when I look better than a guy. Like I was dating one guy.
So you want him to be fine, but not that fine.
Yeah, or like he could tone it down. Like I dated one guy who I think that he's really fine, but you wouldn't. I mean, he looks good, but you wouldn't know actually really how good he looks until he like cleaned up or whatever, and then you'll be like, oh damn, like this man is so damn fine. But he didn't care about that. Like he wasn't into his. Like he knew he looked good, but he didn't care about. So he would leave his beard all scruffy or whatever. He would just wear whatever. Like I would be literally dressed up fine as hell, and he would be in like some
Whatever.
a hoodie,
Uh-huh.
sweatpants, and I'm like, I just did all of this, but I kind of like that because it's just like look who I'm with. Like it's like he let me shine. He's just like whatever. Like I don't care who look at me, and I like that because he was definitely somebody. Like if he cleaned up, like
when it was time to really get
if
dressed
he really
and go somewhere.
cleaned up, like girls would be like literally like this knocking on his door.
Right.
Like we went actually when we went on a date, the waitress, I felt like the waitress was flirting with him.
What did she do?
She was just like, oh, whatever you want. And just, I was like, like it was weird. That was the first time I ever went out with a guy, and I just felt like the waitress was just like doing the most.
Doing the most.
Yeah, but yeah, I like that. But yeah, I mean, I have to be attractive, even if he's just not like super fine. But I have to think that he is attractive. If I don't think like.
Honestly, if you are so nice to me, if you buy me the things that it is not even like buy me the things, it's like, but if you like, that's my love language. So if you show me that you like me by putting your money where your mouth is, like that's how I receive that you show me that you like me. It doesn't have to be no crazy amount of nothing, but like if you do that, if you're kind, and if you blow my back, like you're fine. Like you look good to
You
me.
look
Like
good.
you are Idris Elba. You are, I don't know, Denzel at his prime. Who's fine? Who's like the fine man? Like I don't think Michael B. Jordan is all that fine, but you are what the women think Michael B. Jordan is.
I don't like Michael B. Jordan.
I think he's.
I don't think.
I don't see him as attractive. Like
I
I
have
think-
no
I see
attraction
him
towards
as
that
like I
man.
can see why women like him because he's like, you know, he has a nice body, he's whatever. But like if I saw him walking down the street, I would not.
I am not.
No,
attracted
I'm not attracted to him either.
whatsoever.
Me either. What is it about his face that just don't?
I don't know, especially when he did that Steve Harvey beard thing. That just made it
Yeah,
worse.
like I don't know. His face
Mustache.
is just not.
Yeah, he just don't do it.
Like he's not an ugly man. There's nothing ugly
He's
about
not.
him. There's
He's
nothing
not
ugly
ugly.
about him. But like he does not get
like
the
I
juices
would not
flowing.
look at him like, oh, I would just no.
I wouldn't.
I would.
And if he were a
I see him
regular
like
man-
a brother.
I see him as like my brother's friend. If he were a regular man, like I'll be like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't see what everybody
I don't see
sees.
it either. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like dating on your level, I can understand. Like, but I definitely think like women are able to get away with it more. Like,
Get away with what?
like the guy could have like a higher standard. Like he could be more attractive, have more money, have a better career, and a woman could be a secretary. But she could be pretty, but she could be a secretary, and that's enough for him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't have to have much. All you gotta do is be sweet and pretty, and then you can have me. Like, you know
That's
what I mean?
true.
You know what I mean? So
That's true.
It just depends. So, like, you know, as Kevin Samuels would say, like, oh, like you think that you could get this man, that man, this, whatever.
No, but he wouldn't even say that because the girl who was beautiful with the PhD, he said that she was too successful because, you know, what value do you add to him? He was like, a nanny's gonna be taking care of your kids, a maid is gonna be cleaning your house, you're gonna be at work with your, you know, working with your PhD, and so will he. What value do you add? And that's crazy as hell. First of all, to me, any grown man who is a heterosexual and does not see the value that a woman could add to his life is like, what have you been doing dating your entire life where
Who have you been
that
dating?
you've never found value in a woman? Like, you don't see a woman as a safe space for your most vulnerable thoughts. You don't see a woman as, you know, a alternate perspective that can give you, you know, an alternate perspective, but somebody who's on your team who can, like, you know, really maybe see something that you're not seeing, but wants the best for you. Like, you want the best, like the one's best for you guys together. Like, you guys are a partnership. Ooh, you're gonna have to stop here. I'm just shoot this. Whatever. You know, whatever.
So,
yeah. You know, you don't see a woman as, you know, someone to come home to and spill your heart out after a long day. You don't see someone as a muse. Like, you know, you're out there, you're working hard, you're grinding, you're making your money, da da da. Like, what are you doing it for? Like,
I heard somebody say that, like, that they wouldn't be successful if they didn't have a woman to inspire them. Like, something about a woman inspires them to be successful. Like, what am I doing all this for if I don't have a woman? You
well,
know,
I guess there are some men
say
who will do it for women, not a woman.
Yeah.
Woman,
Oh, not a
plural,
woman.
not a woman. You know, so I could see that too. But for me, it's like, you're a straight man. Like, okay, after you've done all of that, now what? You know what I mean? Like, there's been, it's not like something so long ago, but I had met this guy. We were hanging out for a little bit. And child, I was head over heels. You know what I mean? Like, in like a very short amount of time, I was here for it. That's what I wanted. I wanted it. It didn't work out. And now when I'm like, in hindsight, looking at him, I'm like, ugh, thank God. Because like his mind, so like the things that he does and says, I'm just like, Kevin Samuels. So, you know, it's just like little things. Like, if you're a grown man and you cannot identify what value a woman adds to you, like you want to just be outside forever. Like, to me, that's just like,
that's just weird.
That's weird. Like, that's not how it's supposed to be. Like, and Kevin Samuels was that man. Like, he was not able to identify. And then he's 57.
And he didn't
So
have
it's
a
quote
wife
unquote successful.
giving advice
To young women. He's like, I remember he said something, if you're 27, time to sell. If you're 30, put it on clearance or some shit. He's like, if you're 35, hang it up. Whatever.
Something said like some crazy.
If you're 40 plus, Salvation Army. I'm like, God damn. You know, so this man, and how are you 57 telling someone who's 27 that now is like, telling someone who's 30 that put it on sale? You're 57 and you ain't got nobody. You died with a stranger. Let's just say it like that.
Definitely a stranger. This is how I feel. Like, nobody could tell you like who on your level, who's not on your level, because like somebody could see something in you that you bring to the table that they haven't found in anyone else. And it doesn't matter like who they are, what they do. Is just something special about you that you do it for them. Like,
and even someone who you're dating can't tell you that you're not on their level. You're not for them. Like, there's a million and billion cajillion men in the world. Not every single one of them is gonna be for me. Like, there's somebody else who's for somebody. The same way there's a billion men, there's a billion women. So not all billion are mine. You know what I mean? So if 999 million and 99,092, if all of them tell me I'm not for them, but that one tells me I am, then none of their opinions matter because they were not for me anyway. So it's less about not only can nobody tell you who's on your level, not even someone who you're seeing can tell you that they're not on their level. That just means that it's not for you. And it has less to do about you and more to do about them. And that's okay.
Yeah.
next.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and if it's the right person too, like you can bring them up to your level. Like if it's the right person.
Facts.
Like I know someone who is very successful woman. She's a friend of mine, and easily she's probably making 80,000 a year or more, whatever the case may be, whatever. And she found someone who she loved who made probably half of that or less. But that person was good to her. He treated her right. And she brought him up to her level. Like I'm not gonna say like he makes what she makes, but together they have decent jobs. They live the life that they, always wanted to live. They live good. They got a nice house. They have a child together.
That's what's up.
Like they are living a good life together.
That's what's up.
So I'm not saying like, you can bring somebody up to your level if they treat you right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if that person is ambitious and they want more. Now, if that person's not ambitious, that's a whole other story.
Mm-hmm.
But, but yeah, I mean, I think like you could definitely like bring, that's for the ladies specifically. Because men don't really, I mean, they do care about stuff like that sometimes. Like
a man will put you on. A man will put you on.
Yeah, a man will take you wherever wherever he's going. If you're willing to like follow him or whatever, he's gonna take you. But for the women who are like successful and you got all your shit together, but you just can't find like that right guy, and you think that right guy is not the right guy just because of his income. But if that right guy is ambitious, you can't take him to the next level. Like all you gotta do is just encourage him a little bit, and he gonna go. Now, don't try to do that with no deadbeat. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no, don't try to do that
Mm-hmm.
with nobody that's just not ambitious, because that's not going to work. And you're going to be taking care of him, and you don't want that. But a man that's just like, he's like, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm lining this up, I'm lining that up, and all you got to do is push him. That man you can take to the next level, and y'all will be good. Like, so...
Thank you guys for tuning in. I felt like I got a lot off. Like Kevin Samuels has
had
an
an inspiration today, huh?
R.I.P. Kevin Samuels, and
Yeah, I mean,
sorry that this is
condolences to the family.
condolences to the family. And sorry that this is the way that you had to be remembered. That people are just like, should we be sad or not? Like, that's not the way. So take that as inspiration for other people. Live your best lives, but do good by people, do right by people, because...
And everything, like, I mean, some things is not worth, like, getting money over. Like, some people will sell their souls for money.
Literally at this, like, this is...
Especially in this entertainment world, like, these people sell their soul, like, just to be famous. And I'm not getting on this podcast to say nothing about nobody that is going to, like, follow me for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna regret it. Like, I'm not gonna get on here. There's stuff that I said on here that I edited out. Because this is my legacy.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is I want to be remembered by this, and I don't want nobody to come back like after I'm dead, like, oh, I remember she had a podcast. Let's watch all of her episodes, and
then be like, yeah.
What the? No. So,
With that being said, peace out, guys.
yeah, we're out. Bye. Till next time.